The next one I'm gonna go over really quickly is this board, which is looking at opportunities or potential future changes to land use and development in downtown areas. So whether it's reinvesting in current buildings and sites or redeveloping. So the way the downtown study is looking at downtown is by quadrant. So there's 4 quadrants. Here's Winnetka, here's Golden Valley Road. The first quadrant I'll talk about is the southwest quadrant. And what we're showing on here is areas that may change over time and maybe potentially the phasing of those changes. So in the southwest quadrant, it's all privately owned land. So this, the plan isn't for the city to go out and buy the land and redevelop it or relocate any businesses or property owners. But this, the city's comp plan has re-guided land use of A here to mixed use, anticipating that redevelopment could happen here in the not too distant future. So, that's where the clinic used to be. It's a vacant building today, and there's a bank on the other parcel here. This is where the stores are in the strip mall, and the 2 businesses here and businesses there. So the concepts, which are on the boards to the left, to my left, your right, look at these 3 quadrants. The way they're sequenced is we look at the concept of redeveloping this without changing anything with the strip mall. Since this is the same property owner, we look at the concept of maybe the whole west area redeveloping and the mall not changing much at all. And then we look at what if this also redevelops, so if the whole quadrant redevelops. So that's over there. The second one is the northeast quadrant, which is where City Hall is, and the library up here. And we look at what the phasing of redevelopment or change there might be. The city's gonna do a municipal facilities study for all facilities in the city, starting in the winter sometime. And one of the things on that list that they're gonna look at is the public works area. And is there other locations that could be that, other than in the heart of downtown? If that would happen, that public works would move, the city owns the land, the city could decide what to do with that land. One of the options is they could sell it, they could redevelop as something else. So we look at concepts for that. But based on that facility study, right now the anticipation is that this would probably change first. There has been looks at the police and fire needs going down the road, whether that would expand over time or relocate. So that's the library. It's an older library. You've seen newer libraries, either expanded or in new locations in Hennepin County. That might change, so that's looked at as happening maybe next. And then City Hall, maybe over time would stay, or maybe it would relocate as well. Key thing is the city has control over a lot of this land, so that helps kind of guide how things might change there in the future. And then the last quadrant that is looked at for redevelopment is the northwest quadrant. And again, all private land, so it may take a long time to change. It's hard to tell. Phasing wise, up here is a parking lot, so there's no buildings on it, so that means it's probably more ripe for redevelopment over time. If this business, this is owned by the same person or company, but if they don't need that parking, that's a redevelopment site potentially. And since these are both owned by the same property owner, it seems like redevelopment might start up here when it does start in this area. Probably the last thing that would redevelop it, and maybe it won't ever redevelop in the time of this plan, is the multi-story kind of newer bank building over here. But the city's plan has re-guided this whole area for mixed use, so it doesn't have to be industrial. If somebody wants to sell their land or redevelop them themselves, it's all industrial today pretty much. And it was zoned, or it is zoned industrial, so that could change to, office, stores, or housing, mixed use could be a range of things. So I think that's kind of the high level description of what this is trying to show people, and then I'll turn it over to Brian to talk about some concepts we put together.